way to drive. Crowds all on their feet, not one bothered by the heat. Imagine them in the driver's seat. Checkered flag would be sweet. Crank it up, oh, it's racing. 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 Everybody get ready. On your feet. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Crank it up. Crank it up. Oh, it's race day. 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 Crank it up.
And hello again, everyone. Welcome back here live on PT Racing TV. We are here in Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway as we're about to showcase to you today the action-packed race of the Pit Stall Monday Night Racing Series here on PT Racing TV. Hello again. Welcome back to the show here as we get set for the action here onto the starting grid and on the lineup here. Every driver right now preparing up for their battle ahead and what is about to come. Take a look at your starting lineup here as the 95 of Robert Warrens will be the number 1 seed. The outside, the 88, Michael Pratt. Rod number 2 and the 14, it will be Christian the Crusader Shriver, the outside, and the 31, Bobby Anderson. Rod number 3, Douglas R. Johnson, the number 3, the outside, number 84, it'll be Matthew Hoffert. Rod number 4 is a throttle, Chantel Pottle, and the 5, the outside, and the number 18, and the number 13, it is Hunter Hammerin Hansen. Rod number 5 is Tyler O'Rourke, and the number 8, the outside, and the number 20 is Jeff Oakes. Rod number 6 will be Mike Wright on the 96, the outside, and the 41, Daryl Klotz. Row number 7, that will be piloted down there by Robert Smith on the 18, the outside, and number 10, it will be Jason Henry. And then finally, row 8, Jason Brennan, the 55, with Joker Nuttleman in the number 4. Hard set field lineup ready to go here for 85 laps to the distance. The power and the roaring commotion coming up ready here for these drivers. These fans are on their feet. Nashville, prepare yourselves. You're about to witness some late model action here on Pizza Race TV and on to the track here in Nashville, Tennessee. Drop the green, to the flag we go. We are off and running here in Nashville. Hot start right out of the gate here. They'll fire him down off the first set of corners here. It will be Warren's early leader. The raw power and speed being used to good use as the drivers right now maneuver their way through the tight and high banks here. Oh, yeah. The opportunities are going to be very hard to strike through, and many great drivers are going to try to find their openings when they can, but the field currently working the way around. Anderson getting extremely aggressive on the outside, dealing with the Crusader, Christian Shriver on the inside. And if you forgot, the season champion right now is currently on the same track he got his title from, in the same position he was in last time, the 3rd spot to claim it, but this time around, it's only the 2nd race of the season. The field currently figuring their way around this season, just how hard it will be just to even make it through this kind of championship run. Points will matter more than ever. More drivers have showed up, more battles come through into fruition, and many more will continue to fire down and throw everything they got to the wire if it means they control their race. Up into the wall protection a little bit there from corner number 2. Going to try to settle it back down as he's got a little Chevrolet number 8 of Tyler O'Rourke right behind him. and O'Rourke last season had himself kind of a heyday in terms of points, in terms of the scope of what he was up to, but could not claim the top spot or the top honors. He's not going to try and change that today as we got a heavy battle going up for the lead. The Sun Drop, number 88, Michael Pratt right now trying to make a good showcase of himself against Robert Warrens. Warrens trying to hold down the line, trying to fight off all doers that come forth to him. He didn't have the best finish there at Richmond last week. Trying to get it figured out today in this one. Also, we do apologize in advance for the late arrival on the broadcast end. We had a little bit of technical difficulties on our end here, but we managed to get it up and running, so now we're today. Speaking of a guy that knows a thing or two about winning on this track here, the Hammerman, Hunter Hammer and Hansen, 13. Trying to bring the Rockside tires up to the inside of the 84, Matthew Hoffer. As both drivers use a different kind of line, different kind of angle to work off of. There is not a whole lot of breathing room up on that bottom end to be making on the top side. The top side has a little bit more power, a little bit more banking to use off from, but however, because of the way the car corners, the way it turns out of the turn, it will burn up more corner and more area just by trying to drive that close to the wall. Tire saving, very crucial here, and could be the extreme substance to making for the best kind of run here in this kind of race, in this kind of ordeal. No better is this known disease than what we see right now with the 5 of the throttle, Chantel Pato. Watch as she corners in here. You can notice how the car turns in, but keeps the throttle up, sticks to the yellow bottom, glues it off, and then tries to ramp up the speed and power, but leaves all that outside line open to anybody that wants to try to traverse up there, and it is possible to traverse it and get a corner down. The difficult nature of it is just trying to make sure you hit the right opportunity. Defending season champion right now, currently the Santa Christian Charger, trying to deal with the pressure there from the number 3 and Douglas R. Johnson, as Johnson trying to make a little bit of a run here in his big bad number 3 blacked out scheme. Look at him work the throttle, work the gas pedal in there. Look at the bottom left of your screen there. See, lift it up only so much and then pushing it right back down in. Try to drill the corner, trying to drill the turn, while at the same time still trying to maintain control and distance of his run. Daryl Klotz, the number 41 here, making another return on the track. Had a little bit of problem last week there on the last lap at Richmond, unfortunately getting a little entangled, if you will, there with Hunter Hammer and Hansen. Doesn't seem to be phased by it too much today. He had to start from the outhouse to try to travel his way to the White House. Seems to be on a bit of a long run strategy right now. That seems to be his game plan, his goal. Trying to dictate the paces and keep things up and filled in position to make his run when he has to. And passing opportunities here are going to be very difficult. You're not going to see a lot of good opportunities or good openings here, because again, you're going to be seeing a lot of drivers really trying to force a runner, trying to force a line sometimes just to make it a clear connected pass here. But at the same time, if you leave that opening up, then you're going to have to take what you can in full control of it. It's so interesting to see just too how tight these late models are taking the corner versus what the super late models usually do here or any of the other cars. They don't drive nearly as wide, they don't drive nearly as far out. Although you could be making the objective argument that could be backing down just a little bit just to try to keep the car from getting too hard over and too kind of cornered down. Could be a bit of food for thought for later on here as we get a little bit later in. Bill trying to separate their way down here. Here we go now, battle for second. Pratt, Anderson, with Shriver behind, looking for an opening. Hard run right down off turn number 4 here as Anderson looks for the opening. Shriver backing down, trying not to get too close. He knows how far and wide that nose is on the front of these bumpers. He's just trying to keep his distance, keep it calm, cool, collective, and let the run come to him. Anderson very well aware, though, that early on he might have burned a little bit of that outside line with those tires up, so now he's trying to strategize the fuel in speed runs. Lingering their way back on around. Robert Warren's getting further and further away here as Pat had a little bit of problems down there. Gonna open the door up here for the number 3, Douglas R. Johnson, and Hammer and Hunter Hansen. Field getting lined up for some good hard runs in between. Some good momentum carried through from the drivers. Johnson, good run there, coming off turn number 2. Big run in the inside, looking for the pass. Can't quite dig it in enough, though, to the entry. Still trying to find another leg up, trying to find another opening in between. Now it's got another chance here. Drops it back down. Pratt abiding by the racing rules and law. Open the door up and gives him the chance to make a move. Now let's try to figure out another way around it. Hansen. Ooh, almost getting that nose clipped right up in. And remember, he's got a habit of trying to get that car as far in as he can to make passes when he got it to make a choice. So at the last time we were here, let's see if we can kind of get things toned back up and get it dialed in. Oh! The trouble down there off of turn number 2 as the 5 Delgado goes for a little wild ride down there. Caution's out here in turn 2. Well, not exactly what you exactly want to see there, but it kind of came off the corner end of our screen. Took another look at the PTM Race TV and some replay. Taking a look at it. I'm not sure if Oaks maybe just got a little too aggressive here. And oh, right there. Yep. Oh. Bottle just getting shifted to the shadow realm and know where she can go from there. Take one more look at it. This is something you'll notice too, again, that with how low you're in that car, you got to really remember where the front of the nose is. But again, you can see right here, it looked like just maybe got a little bit loose at the 5 and then kind of got a little trapped there. But you can see it on the corner though, that was not the case. Oaks had got her just a little bit in that turn, in that run, and that in turn cost them, getting them all sorts of situated out into a bit of a problematic territory. So hopefully that kind of works their way around from there. So we're going to get back on array here right now. Currently the field getting squared back up onto the track. Pit stops were made there, and now they are currently looking to watch them run. Field bringing it back around off our corner number 4. Back to the green flag we go. Let's rail them in. Hard march there for Mike Wright on the number 76. Tyra O'Rourke right behind him trying to get something going here. Matthew Hopper now engaging up to that front as well. Bobby Anderson, a little bit of problems down there. The senior at 31, not quite getting the corner, getting torn off at the turns once he was hoping for. A little troubles down there. Let's see how well that kind of hangs out for him later on here. Matthew Harper, the 84 right now, trying to see if he can save the inspection tire center. 84 up a little bit. For the inspection station. I don't know how I keep messing that name up. Sorry, Hopper. Coming right through the distance here. The driver's right now trying to get a little bit of extra click, extra little give. Daryl Klotz kind of moving his way up. Hansen and Smith also kind of in that center point too. Some drivers taking that tire set as well. That really kind of sets them back a little bit. It really hurts them on the long haul. Because now it's all fuel and tire run, depending on how you want to go for it. I think for those that kind of were able to let their tires cool down though, they may be able to actually save a little bit more of that car. But guys like Jason Brad, the 55 right now, laying way back low. Same with guys like the 10 of Jason Henry and the 88 of Michael Pratt. Their strategy is pretty simple. Don't wear and tear the tire out like Robert warns with them. Wait till it's time to make the right move and the right call. Let the track come to them. Battle back here off turn number 4, and this could get interesting. Robert Smith getting a little bit of a drive off here as he's going head-to-head with Hansen and Klotz, and those two last time out, well, let's just say they got into it a little bit. We'll see if they can keep it clean. Lots watching his inside run right now. Hansen trying to do much the same, but Hansen trying to stay in control. Chevy versus Ford here in this battle for supremacy. And it looks like the Ford may have a little bit more giddy up this time. Staying under control there, down off the corner ends there. Gets a nice little run off and a good pass. Hansen now taking full control. And you can see he's working every bit of that wheel right now, just trying to keep the car somewhat stable. You have to do that just to make sure you're in line and didn't touch yourself, while at the same time trying to focus in on the long, hard distance and battles you face against these races. Robert Warren's right now with a huge lead there, kind of pulsing the field back on, right out, and O'Rourke right now trying to catch up there with him. Johnson and Shriver still going at it a little bit here. Shriver getting a little bit closer, a little bit more of a run off there into the turn. Still going to try to drive in deep. Get a little bit of corner. Oh, a little bit of contact made there. Turn number 1, number 3, the 14 getting down off that turn. Hard to really tell. Looked like Johnson might have came down just a slight bit, but it looked like Shriver kind of tried to hold it up as well. Interesting from the driver's point of view, maybe on that one, but definitely a little bit of a tag and a half. And Johnson, I don't know how much he's going to appreciate that. But both drivers just getting nice and stable, good hard racing. Rubbing is racing in these races. It's a short track after all. You got to have a little bit of fun with these things. They just don't want to get too egregious and end up destroying their equipment. That's the last thing they want to do here. You got the Red Line Motorsports Media number 55 on board camera here as Brent trying to settle down the car, trying to get this thing figured out a little bit. Looks like Robert Smith way wide off of turn number 4 there. He's giving a lot of rooms up there to Chantel Throttle Pottle, but at the same time trying to fight the 20th Boats. Doesn't seem to be working out in his favor though. Bobby Anderson, 31, laying way back in the pack here, not trying to get himself into any trouble. Smith, oh, and a wall protection. You're going to slow down a lot. You smack that wall around, and the Throttle, Chantel Bottle moving and jump into the top 10. She's moving slightly through the field after a little pickup. The roar of these cars as well, man. Absolutely impressive to hear. Well, look at this onboard camera here, guys. Look at that right front wheel there. Look at how much that thing turns into the corner. Look at this. Notice how much he's having to literally drive that thing right into the wheelbase, lug the lug nuts in, and just try to get that thing to work off any bit of that banking. He's trying to find any kind of opening he can get and make a run for it here, using every little bit of piece of car and machinery he can. And Hansen, now even he makes his way to the field. He's got himself way around Hopper. Hopper and Klotz now going head to head here a little bit, as Klotz currently has him cornered up on the right side of his rear view mirror. The inspection station 84 dealing with the 41 of Darrell Klotz here, as Klotz tries to keep his momentum up. Good track position, good control. Darrell definitely showing he's got some power and got some run here. Isn't it kind of crazy too to believe that we've seen numerous events here on Pizza Race TV, but I think it's the first time so far this season we've seen kind of a bit of a run around here with these drivers. These guys have been putting up an impressive little performance in terms of speed, scope, and power. And the way it's looking right now, we may have ourselves a new winner this season already. Lee Norton last week came out on top, but this right now is Robert Warren's to lose if he can just keep holding down the power and holding down that momentum. O'Rourke right out, and Shriver currently maneuvering right through the field here, back on around, as Johnson will be now a lap down. He went into pit road, looks like trying to get himself some fuel and some tires, trying to figure out a winning strategy here, as he's got him slowed up a little bit. He's got an opening here for right out O'Rourke to go at it, but Shriver also having a little bit of a tail whip on that, kind of bringing it right down. Whoa, almost getting it back into it there on turn number 2 again. Johnson and Shriver just seemingly almost kind of coming into each other like that's nobody's business. The Bulls are racing on board camera here with Mike Rideout as he continues to try to figure out his angle. Trying to find that line, trying to find that piece of machinery he can. Let's take a look at our fastest lap times of the day, and by God, folks, this has been a little complacent one, to say the least. Lap times are well in between and well on regards. Hard times to match, but right now the fastest we've got marked down is at 18.77. Michael Pratt, the 88, your fastest of the leaderboards, and certainly not holding back an inch on that. But meanwhile, as we go back out of here, this could be another little duel between these two. Another tail to tape. The rivalry continues to grow. Klotz getting a big run off the engine there and taking control. Here comes the throttle. Chantel Bottle as well. Maneuvers right around the 13. Last time when they went head to head in that front wheel drive class, the Honda Civic Type R's with the Pushing Limits Racing League as it was named, she could not for the life of her get around him. This time in the late models, more her suit, more her style. She's got it figured out. Hanson trying to hang in there. Meanwhile, behind her, one of their old rivalries there, coming from the Thursday night series, Michael Pratt, trying to prove something to the team and to the crew that he can race with the best of them. He's got a pretty good line, a pretty good idea of what he's up to, going head to head with some of these guys as Hanson goes to pit road. Oh, careful there, Hanson. You gotta watch the brake down there, buddy. Jason Brett nearly getting a little bit squirrely there with them, but manages to hang it on down. Battle for second again. 24 laps remain. O'Rourke, Rideout, Shriver, head to head. One of these drivers wants to try to take control of this and get to Warrens, but now at this point, the only way you're going to take down Warrens is a strategy to outmaneuver him and outsmart him. Easier said than done. And O'Rourke going into pit road now, so Rideout laying it back in. Look at the steering these guys got to do in these cars, man. They are steering the heck out of these things, just trying to hold them down. Warren seemingly with no troubles. He's almost on cruise control. That's the problem, is if you let someone get on cruise control here, well, you've honestly just kind of let it happen yourself. They won't hold back. He's not letting off, and he's not holding back right now. All he's got to do is just stay in contention, stay slow through the gaps and through the corners. He'll be A-okay. Little onboard John drop camera here with the number 10 Jason Henry right now as the field continues to start separating and spread out. Pit stops extremely crucial in these series and in this event. That's what makes this race so hard, is because now instead of trying to pass each other left and right, you're having to figure out how to out-strategize them left and right. Makes for an extremely entertaining race. Whoa! Hold on down there, trouble! Daryl Klotz 41, little problem down there. As the chairwind machine has come to a bit of a dead stop, you're off the front straightaway. Only one car involved. They're not going to call a caution. I don't know how iRacing probably won't kind of call that one, but we'll see what they think here. Here's a look at the replay. Johnson slightly came down on the 41 of Klotz there. That's right in front of the flagman too. I'm surprised he didn't call that one there, but nevertheless, he gets it squared up and gets it back out on the track, so they remain green here, but definitely a bit of a problem there for him in his case. He's got to refire, and he's still, actually, surprisingly, he's still in 8th place here, if you can believe it. Despite that little hiccup, he's still in a pretty good little spot here, so it doesn't look like he's going to be too affected by that. We'll have to see, though. Rideout clearly about 2.5 plus seconds back behind Robert Warrens. Warrens right now just pacing the control, pacing the car. Almost so smooth and fluent. It's exactly his driving style, exactly the way he wants to race them. Johnson tried a strategy here I think no one else really expected, but it doesn't look like it's working out, so he's going the outside to try to avoid anything there. Henry moving down the top 5, and Hofford right behind him trying to stick with it. That's the biggest thing here, guys. We talk about it constantly. You just can't let somebody get too far ahead of you or get a little too crazy here. You've got to stay focused on the cornering, stay focused on the run, but at the same time, focus on your line. Don't worry about what anyone else is doing. Maintain control and distance. The rest, as they say, will be history. Clott's going to pit road, so it looks like he's not going to be able to put that strategy out that he was hoping for. Slight grace to the wall for the 10 of Henry here as the drivers continue to get aggressive here. Bobby Anderson now, the 31 Singular Machine, trying to make up for last week. Came up second place there to Lee Norton. Despite running a hard race, he wasn't able to come out on top. He's looking to try to change that here with this race today. Henry down to the bottom there, going to try to get himself squared up. Hofford staying out. Anderson stays out. Warren's, well, what else do you think he's doing? You really think for 1 second this guy's going to not go into pit road until he absolutely has to? This JHGO 95 is making it go, go, go all around here on Nashville 235. Almost without issue or without merit. Right out right now currently. Trying to figure out his pace, trying to figure out when he's going to get into pit road. I think he's just trying to see when Warren's goes so we can outmaneuver him. You can try and wait all you want, but I mean, at the end of the day, you can only go so far. I think Warren's honest right now, too. He's probably been saving up that fuel run a little bit, so I think he's kind of setting himself up. Or is he? There it is. There's the pit stop. Looks like he'll finally go in. Will Rideout go in with him? Oh, he will, but Schreiber wants in there, too. Uh-oh. A little bit of a bad spot to be put into. Pratt going in quick. He's trying to hurry. Got to be careful going into pit road. This is going to be a very crucial pit stop here for these drivers. Who's going to get out first? Who makes the mistake? Bobby Anderson, Alfred, and all them are out too. Chantel, the throttle puddle, trying to hurry back. She's got about a half a track length to get back to Warren's and the rest of the field. In pit road, everybody trying to get squared up, but Warren's quick pit stop. 5.82 seconds out on the clock. Just fuel for the 95. He'll bring it back out of pit road as a little duel goes on between the 88 and the 14. The 5 of Chantel, the throttle bottle, drive it right on the outside and make the pass on all of them. Pass has been made. And she now moves into the second spot. The 6 Sigma Sim Racing number 5 getting some momentum carried her way for once. She's looking to try to continue it. Down to the front straightaway though, Henry, Anderson, O'Rourke and all them trying to stick with it. As I'm getting word right now, Pratt and Shriver, they've got a speeding penalty. Shriver's going into pit road, Anderson's going into pit road too, a speeding penalty for him. Looks like Pratt can stay out a little bit, or did he get a speeding penalty? I think he might be in the clear. No, he's not in the clear. He's got to go. They're saying, the officials are saying they did not have a clear pit exit. That literally just threw some of the 3 heavy hitters out of this one. That leaves Henry, Brandon, Hofford to duke it out for those top 5 spots. Oh my! What a reversal of fortunes and fates here for the drivers as we're coming down the final 5 laps. Top 5 on your screen. The Texas native here in the red line, Motorsports Media, trying to get something figured out. As currently the laps continue to wage on. Pottle with a completely different strategy and a very diverse strategy, using it well and using it wisely. I believe her strategy was to take tires when she went into the first caution, then just take the fuel when she had to and get out of there. Warren's strategy, well, his was a lot more crystal clear. Save the tires, lead the race, save yourself, and then get out of pit road and just run it from there. See what would happen. This is a brilliant strategy and a well done move here from his end of the bargain. Michael Pratt and them going out a little bit here. As they'll kind of march their way around. Oh, wait a minute. Smoke out of 31. What the heck just happened to Anderson? I think he's got a blown motor down there. Anderson has blown the motor. The Chevrolet is done for. From first to worst in a matter of just a few short laps. Unreal. White flag is out. 1 more lap to go for the 95 of Robert Warrens. Down to the final 2 turns. Last week came up top 5. This time it's an easy win. The 95 of Robert Warrens signals the end. He wins at Nashville. Lawrence, Pottle, overwork to the line. Henry coming to the line here. He'll just beat Brent out. Hoffer gets 6. Hansen 7 to 8. Klotz, Knight right out in 10th to Pratt. What a race. Oh my. Here's your winner, ladies and gentlemen, in Nashville. Give it up for the 95. Robert Warrens is going to take it to victory lane in this one. Celebration coming up. The Jago 95 throwing everybody a loop into the line. There it is. He gets some burnouts going. He got some cyclones in there. What a race. What an awesome race here, ladies and gentlemen. Let's take a look at the race results now on your screen. What a performance by all drivers involved in a long run to the end. Warren's your winner. Pottle goes second. Olberg third. Henry fourth. Brent fifth. Hoffert sixth. Hansen seventh. Klotz eighth. Ninth right out. Pratt 10th. The rest of your field on your screen. An awesome day of racing, ladies and gentlemen. An awesome day of action here, and we're just getting started. This is your first of 2 races today. We'll be back on Facebook Live here in just a few short minutes here. But, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in. A big thank you to the Pit Stall Race Series for having us come out as well with the Pit Stall Monday Night Series. We appreciate your support. We'll see you guys next time when the green flag flies on PTM Racing TV.